Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we've got something DIY going on here. Another wreath. So I thought today that I would try and recreate Lydia Millen'S front door wreath. It is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't already, go and follow her. She has incredible style. It's beautiful. It's got pink and cream and champagne colored roses on it, and I just thought it would be fun to try and recreate it. So I've received all these pieces from Kosh & Co. You can jump on their website, all the details will be below. And we're just gonna jump straight into it, making a beautiful front door wreath with beautiful pink roses and peonies, basically. So you can see here, I've actually got a wreath circle, or I don't know the official term for it, but basically I got this wire piece and then all of these moss covered branches, and these came very long and very hard. So I've just spent a bit of time off camera putting this together, cutting these massive branches and cable tying them to the actual wreath. You can cheat this step and actually buy a wreath circle that already looks like this and save yourself a lot of time. So cut the boring bits out. I did that, and then I actually saved some of the little spindly bits as well, because I thought I'm not going to tie them down right now. I want to be able to put these on top at certain areas. So then I also have a vase full of peonies. Are they Austin roses? I don't know, something like that. Nice vase too, also from Kosh & Co. And this awesome wood, what is this? Wooden tray. Love that. You could even paint it if you wanted to, but I quite like it raw. Then I've also got some extra leaves, almost looking like a rose bush, I thought. Some of these frosted tippy leaves, which look beautiful, kind of looks like a sage plant. I got some bendy wire just in case, although the cable ties have come in really handy. You might need these to make it look a little bit neater at the top, because hopefully I will be covering those cable ties. Then I also got 3 stems of these creamy colored white faux roses that actually look really nice. I didn't want to go for anything felt or anything that was porous, because although I don't live in a house at the moment that has an outdoor door, I actually live in an apartment that walks into a hallway, so I will be hanging it actually in my house, not outside of my house, because I don't want anyone to pinch it. But I didn't want anything porous, because when we do move and I want to put it on the front door, you don't want it to be absorbing any moisture overnight. I also got 3 of the champagne kind of pink tinged ones as well, and I actually like these. I wish I got more of these. So let's get into it. So it's kind of hard to see everything that I'm doing. So basically I'm going to lay some of these leaves all over to make it look a little bit more country rather than mossy rainforest, because I want a really thick, dense, hearty wreath, basically. What you want to do is end up with most of the ties at the back. You can actually tidy up the back later if you want to, but tidying the front as you go, making it all look as neat as possible as you go is really, really important. So I'm going to use some of these. Also, with projects like this, it's usually not a good idea to have a fresh mani, so my nails are looking a little worse for wear because I know they are going to get a battering. You can't be delicate with these things. As much as they look like they're done very delicately, I can assure you there's some maneuvering going on. A trick with cutting these stems is they often have grooves along the bottom. Pick a groove that is the length that you kind of want to score it to, basically, and you're cutting through plastic and then you're cutting through the actual wire. So again, I'm just like pressing it around on that wire to give it the groove that I need to hopefully snap it. And because that's at its weak point, it's meant to be easy. I also got some of these cotton stems, which I think are just gorgeous. These are going to look so great in a big glass or ceramic pot on the floor, because they're actually quite long, and I just think I need more of them because that would look really full and amazing, quite boho. So I'm not going to use these on this wreath, but I think I will be purchasing more of these for decorative purposes because they're very, very cute. And I also got 2 of these cherry blossom type flowers, just so I can pull them apart basically and insert where I think this wreath might need them. So 2 might have been overkill because look how massive these are. They're very pretty, but it adds to that country kind of feel as well. So got a bit of a collection. Let's see how we go. One of the most important things about arranging the roses around this is you want their ugly brown stems to be as hidden as possible. Either you can tuck them under as you go, or when you finish, just add more foliage over the top. Okay, so as you can see here, it's turning out quite full and lovely without me having to add any of these flowers, which I'm actually really happy about because these are all the same and adding another flower might be too much. So I've also just snipped these off their main stem and have been popping them in position kind of underneath everything else because you want these roses to be the main attraction. So you've got to shimmy these in and then I'm just going through and tying everything together. Also the wire that these rose heads are actually on is malleable, so I can actually move it around to the position that I want. A lot of them were facing upwards, and so for example this one, and I can just push it into the position that I want, and if I need to I can tie that in place. But so far it's looking quite nice, but also the back is a big hot mess, so we don't want that to scratch the door, so we need to tie all of that down as well. We don't want anything to fly off. I'm actually using some cable ties to tie these bigger branches down because I want it to be really neat at the back so it doesn't scratch, like I said, but also because it's going to hold everything in place a lot sturdier than these pieces of wire. These are okay for the front, but yeah, for the back I'm going with cable ties. And then just snip off the excess, of course, because you don't want a big long string hanging up. Okay, so we are at this point where we have fiddled a little bit and just made sure it was as balanced as it could possibly be. Balanced with the blossoms, balanced with the roses, and remembering that you want it to look as natural as possible, so not all the roses are going to sit up. Let some of them like lean to the side and point in different directions, and the more that you have kind of naturally hanging around the outside and in here, it just looks more natural. So the next best thing to do is actually to hang it on a hook where you're going to put it on the front door or wherever, and then you can fiddle a little bit more. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, so I think I have zhushed it to within an inch of its life, but basically what I have done is turned around all of the leaves to be front, because if you turn the leaves to the back, they do look very fake. So I've turned all the leaves around. I'll probably keep fiddling with it every time I walk past, but I think I've done a pretty good job. Okay guys, I hope that has inspired you to go out and try and DIY something yourself. If you love it and you think there's no way I can afford anything like that, or there's no flower stores near me that's going to make something like that for me, you can go and do it yourself. So all the materials that I have used will be linked below, and go and follow me on my Instagram so you can go and see this and so much more in situ. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video.